is a PREracing Pro-drag block, Pro-drag heads with GSC Stage 3 cam. So it's got all the goodies. It's breathing pretty good except for the little tiny T3 exhaust AR on that turbo. This is a Precision 6870, but it's just not a big enough exhaust housing for the kind of power we're trying to make. All right, so here's another example. This was a 4-inch intake on this car, from this 4-inch to a 4-inch velocity stack. And it did pick up a little bit of power, but mostly it actually didn't pick up any power per pound necessarily. It picked up power because there is no velocity stack inside this intake, and so there's actually a bunch of turbulent air right at the base of it. Some of these AEM intakes that are on a slightly smaller pipe, like a 3-inch or a 2.5, have a velocity stack inside them. But unfortunately, the 4-inch ones don't, and the bigger ones don't, unless you get the really big cone, which doesn't fit so well. So putting the velocity stack on here, it was able to draw more air into the front. And we were maxed out at about 42 pounds of boost. With the velocity stack, it was able to make 44 pounds. Now, this is still just a 3-inch exhaust, and it makes a super tight bend out of the turbo. So if we could get a little bit bigger, 3.5-inch exhaust or something on here, it would definitely make some more power. But it's doing pretty good. Here, excuse the mess in the dyno room. It's been a day of battle in here. Making pretty good power, 911 horsepower, and look at that torque, 753 foot-pounds. That's where these Subarus just kick butt, this torque number. So I stopped that pull at 8100. It wasn't climbing anymore. I could rev this out well past that, but no sense in beating it up on the dyno. Anyway, air fuel looks good. Like I said, 44 pounds. Off of the, let me see if I can find the pole that had the intake filter on it. All right, I think it's number 13. Yeah, so this is with the filter. And you can see boost, yeah, it was 42.32, so that was as much. And I was turning the wastegate duty cycle up a lot, and I wasn't able to get any more boost. But you can see with the velocity stack versus the intake, it did allow me to make another 2 pounds of boost. And this thing's making crazy power per pound. So 2 more pounds of boost picked up another 50 horse. So we're still doing good. If I could get a little more boost in it, I tried everything to get a little more boost, and maybe switching the springs out of the gate or something, I might be able to get a few more pounds and hit 950, maybe the holy grail of 1,000, but probably not on this setup. It'd be pretty hard with this exhaust to hit 1,000. Anyway, that's a full kill Subaru. Look at this little tiny baby wagon, little Outback Sportwagon. Probably the fastest Outback Sport I've ever seen. It's definitely the fastest one I've ever worked on. This is one of my favorite cars. Been working on this car in various stages of its life for a good 8 years probably. Different owner previous. Really good guy owned this car a long time ago. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, but the car still is, and it's just continued to evolve. And now it's making 900 horsepower, which is well over 1,000 crank horsepower for anyone who's curious what the difference is. It's got a treadstone front mount, Process West intake manifold, all PREracing custom fab everywhere, exhaust intake, that catch can. It's more of a breather box, Turbo Smart fuel pressure regulator. It's actually Deechworks 2200s. We don't run these a lot. They've been in this car for, like I said, probably 6 years. It's a twin Bosch 044 fuel pump setup. The tank is sumped. It's got a radium hanger for the bottom sump, or I guess radium bracket for the 044s. Anyway, it's a pretty badass street car. That's all I've got for your Tech Tip Tuesday. It's not so much a tech tip as when you get good parts all working together, good things happen and big numbers happen. So you better call an ambulance, because we got 911. Woo!